Hey y'all, I am back. We're going to talk about herbs again today. Thank you guys for all your feedback on the first video. I really appreciate everybody who clicked on it and watched it and gave me some feedback, told me what you thought. I'm really excited to keep going and do more videos. So, once again, let me know what you guys think. If you haven't watched the first video, go back. It's on my page. It's posted. Watch the first video. We talked a lot about herb safety, which is really important. So make sure that you go back and watch that video so you can hear about how to use herbs safely, how to make sure you're doing your research and checking for allergies, for interactions, for just all those things that you need to look at before you start taking herbs and mixing herbs. And if you take prescriptions, if you have pre-existing conditions, all of those things matter when you're dealing with herbs. So go back and watch that video. Also, disclaimer, I'm not a medical doctor, so any information that I give you, this is information I've learned along my journey of healing, and I'm just sharing it with you. It's not meant to replace any medical advice from your physician or your healthcare provider. So make sure that if you are going to start taking herbs and supplements, that you talk to your doctor. Talk to your doctor about that, especially if you're on other medications. So you can go back and watch the first video. I give a whole lot more information about safety and all of that stuff. But today, first of all, my sister said that my face looked dry in the first video, so I'm going to try to smile more. I'm going to try. So today I want to talk about anxiety. It is another one of those things that during all of this crazy madness that's going on in the world right now, I see a lot of people are struggling with anxiety. There has been a lot of changes going on in people's families, your households. The kids are home, you're homeschooling. Some of you guys are still trying to work from home, and you're just trying to get by with all this craziness that's going on. So that, and then the energy just overall is just creating a lot of anxiety. And I have, my personal experience with dealing with anxiety. I woke up a little bit feeling a little anxious this morning, so I had to kind of take some of my own advice to get myself together. But I want to talk a little bit about anxiety. I want to talk about some herbs that are really good for anxiety also. We'll talk about a few. I'll give you some names of some that you can go and look up and research for yourself also. Research is always important. I'm going to always stress that. You guys read, learn, take the information that you get from outside sources and expand your own knowledge and create your own understanding of these things. It's very important. So I also talk a little bit about some stones, some crystals, if you're into that, that are good for anxiety and calming anxiety. So, and then I have an herb of the day. Herb of the day today is mullein. So my good friend Portia said that she wanted to hear a little bit more about mullein, so I'm going to talk a little bit about that at the end of the video. And yeah, so let's get started. Smile. Let's get started. All right, I got my notes again, guys, so I'm gonna be reading a little bit, chatting a little bit, and I have my tea also. So today, since I'm going to be talking about mullein, I'm drinking mullein. I have my little tea ball that I don't know if there's an official name for what these are, but I call it a tea ball. And it has mullein and it has plantain leaf in it. And actually, the mullein quick reference guide that's going to be on the website has a recipe for the mullein tea. Only thing I'm missing is the marshmallow root because I didn't have any, but this is delicious. It has a little bit of honey and lemon in it. All right, so let's talk about anxiety, y'all. Anxiety looks different for every person. It manifests differently, and you may experience certain symptoms that other people do not. So with that being said, I'm just going to list a few of the symptoms that you may experience with anxiety. Nervousness, restlessness, fidgety, jittery, that kind of feeling, being tense, feeling panicked, feeling like you're in danger, having a fast heart rate, hyperventilating, sweating, heavy sweaty, shaking and trembling, feeling weak or tired, just feeling like you don't have energy, or like you don't want to deal with things, especially things that are triggers for you, that are triggers for your anxiety. So when you have anxiety, you tend to try to stay away, and you'll approach a situation like, I don't even want to deal with that because that's going to trigger my anxiety, or that's gonna, that's gonna mess me up, and I don't even want to get into that. I don't want to deal with it. So we'll avoid those things. And sometimes, we need to confront things. We need to handle things. So anxiety can be a hindrance in that way. Trouble focusing or thinking clearly, not being able to sleep. And I've seen that a lot. I'm up now a lot at night. My sleep patterns change. So right now I'm going through this sleep pattern where I may fall asleep earlier, and then I wake up and I'm up for the rest of the night until it's time for my baby to get up. So and I see you guys posting, like, it's a lot of people who are up those same hours with me. So insomnia may be a thing that's going on right now, and it may be attached to this anxiety. OCD. And we hear OCD. OCD is not just about like cleaning up crazy. You could be obsessive about your thoughts. You could be obsessive about ideas that you have. So, and that is a big thing with anxiety. We tend to overthink things. We obsess over things, and we're creating that situation because you're creating that energy. You're thinking about something that hasn't even happened to you yet. So the more energy you put into that, that's what you're going to get back in return. So that's certainly not healthy. Some people have full-blown panic attacks, and those can get really serious, because if you ever experienced a panic attack, you can actually feel like you're dying. You have a hard time breathing, being short of breath. You have chest pains or tightness in your chest, heart palpitations, so your heart will actually like be beating where you can feel it like beating out of your chest. Nausea, stomach pains, feeling like you're gonna vomit, and being dizzy, and just a feeling of like losing control, like you're losing it. And that's a scary feeling, to feel like you're losing it and you don't know how to grasp a hold of yourself. So some people are dealing with that. Another thing, PTSD. So for some people, anxiety is a part of their PTSD. And a lot of times we tend to think of PTSD as something that soldiers have, people who have been to war. And that is true, but soldiers aren't the only ones who get PTSD. PTSD is a lot more common than a lot of us know. PTSD can come from traumatic experience, any kind of traumatic experience. And mostly, abuse, sexual abuse, mental abuse, physical abuse, emotional abuse can cause a lot of people to have PTSD, which, there are a lot of symptoms that come along with that as well. If you've had a near-death experience or some other type of, traumatic experience, you may have PTSD. So I just want to take a minute and say that I definitely encourage counseling. I've been to counseling, and I know that especially in the Black community, we tend to, a lot of us grow up, with this stigma surrounding counseling and therapy and mental health. We sweep a lot of things under the rug, or we don't address them, or we're taught to be tough, and, you keep pushing. And, being tough has helped us survive in a lot of ways, because we deal with so much in the current world, and it takes a lot to overcome these hurdles and still push forward and persevere, which we do. So, but then we're left with all these traumas. we're left with all these mental health issues that have never been addressed, and now we're adults struggling to go back and heal those things. And that is why we're here now. So if you're here with me and you're watching this video, then maybe you're just like me and you figured out that, okay, it's my responsibility. I have to figure out how to heal these things because I want to live, my best life. I want to live to the fullest. I want to live, at my highest level. So healing has a lot to do with that. So don't shun counseling. Please take steps to address your mental health. It's very, very important because if you don't take care of your mental health and your mind is not good, then it makes it really, really difficult to focus on any other area of your life. So if you have this wellness plan, if you're on this, holistic journey, your mental health, self-love, those things have to be first because it's going to make everything else a lot easier to achieve. Trust me. And it's probably one of the hardest things to do. But if you do it up front, the other things will kind of follow. It'll fall in line. And you'll see those things. You'll see those changes. So make your mental health, self-care, self-love, make it a priority. Trust me, make it a priority. And so with that being said, I do have a couple other suggestions. I know that, you guys, we're going to talk about herbs, but like I said, this is a whole journey. So we're going to tie in some things that relate and that are important. And I think, need to go along with the herb piece because it all goes together. It needs to. All right. So some other things, smile, some other things that, can go along with that and how to, deal with anxiety and these mental health issues that we're facing. Meditation or prayer, whatever you do, like I said in the first video, to have that quiet time, that time to connect with yourself, that time to connect with higher source, that time to connect with Mother Earth, that time to just, get your thoughts together and be open to receive great things. Reiki, we talked a little bit about Reiki in the last video, and one of my friends also suggested, she was interested in learning about Reiki, and I am a certified Reiki master and teacher. I Reiki myself a lot, and anybody can do Reiki, guys. Anybody can do Reiki. Reiki is just your life force energy that flows through you, and sometimes that can get blocked by emotional things. It can get blocked by sicknesses in your body, and doing Reiki healing on yourself unblocks those channels so that life force energy can flow through you, and it heals what needs to be healed within you, whether that's emotional, whether it's physical. That's why it helps with pain, it helps with depression, it helps with insomnia, it helps with so many things. So look it up, do some research on it, and I would love to do a video where we could do, like a quick tutorial on how to do a basic Reiki healing on yourself, and maybe a couple of the hand positions. So we'll get that in the works. But read up on Reiki. There's also distance Reiki. So most, if not all, Reiki practitioners also practice over distance because energy is, it's everywhere. So you can send healing energy across distances, and that's something that you study when you're learning to be a Reiki master. So you can reach out to me also if you're interested in distance Reiki. With everybody being stuck in the house, that's definitely something that we could do. So let me know. I want to talk about yoga. Yoga is awesome, y'all. I love it. Like, it took me so long. I used to always say, I'm gonna learn how to do yoga, I'm gonna do some yoga, and it never lasted too long. But recently I've really just taken the time to learn more about it and to practice it. It makes such a difference. It made such a difference in my physical pain, back pain, knee pain. It makes a difference in your flexibility. It actually opens up and clears those energy channels that we talked about, like Reiki also. And you're moving your body, you're moving your joints, you're moving your bones. So I want to tell you guys about my friend Miss Amy. And when I was working with the schools and the kids at the school, we brought Miss Amy in to do yoga with the kids. So every week she would come in and do yoga with our after school babies. And it was so awesome. She's amazing. And right now, with everything that's going on with the coronavirus, I know that she is doing uploads of videos, and she's doing lessons, and I believe she's even doing like one-on-one or group lessons live for yoga for kids and adults. And she's really great at what she does, and her energy is amazing. So what I'm going to do, her name is Miss Amy, and her company is Yoga to Go. I will tag her in the post. So if you guys want to check out her page, go check it out. See what she has to offer. It'd be a great place to start if you want to get into yoga. So, and then stones. I said that we were going to talk a little bit about some stones that were good for anxiety. So I did jot down a few, and I have some of them. Maybe you can see them if I try to show them to you on camera. And I'm going to take a sip of my tea, and I'm going to smile. All right, so if you know me personally, you know I always have stones. I have stones on my wrists. I have stones around my neck. I probably have stones in my bra. You know, I always have them on me. I love them. I think that, you know, they're great for so many different things. So that's something to look into too. But specifically stones and crystals that are good for anxiety. This one I have around my neck. I wear this every day. I wear it every day. And this is black tourmaline. And I think I have one that's not wrapped. So the tourmaline is my favorite. It's great for getting rid of negative energy and grounding. A lot of black colored stones are good for grounding. And getting rid of negative energy, different types of energy, or dispelling that energy or neutralizing it. So have a black grounding stone, protection stone. I always wear it. So that's a good one for anxiety, because it does kind of get rid of negative energy, and it grounds you, which is good. Some other black stones, black obsidian, which I also have around my neck. This one here. There's a black obsidian wrapped in there, right there, and then there's also a citrine that's attached. I love my citrine. That's my birthstone, so I like to wear that one. Also good for grounding and protection. Black onyx. I think I have an onyx. I do. A black onyx stone. That's good. And also, quick interjection, y'all. So these are some things that you can jot down so that you can go and look it up, and, you know, if you have an interest, and learn more about it. But get you a little notebook. I have several notebooks around the house. I'm a physical. I like to write things. I like to have it where I can flip through a book and I can find it. Technology is great. The computer is great. I love it. I use it, but I like to write. It helps me kind of retain it. And then also, sometimes my memory ain't that great. So if I wrote it down, I know where to go find it. So this is one of my mini herb books, and I have so much stuff written down in here. So have somewhere where you can jot down, take notes on things that you want to remember to learn about or look up later. And sometimes it might not be right away. I find little notes and stuff that I wrote to myself. I want to learn about this, or this sounds interesting, and I'll find it months later, sometimes years later, and it'll be the right time for it. It'll be that time that I needed to go ahead and learn about that. So anyway, so write some of this down if it interests you. So black obsidian, the black tourmaline, black onyx, jet, which I had one, but it left me for a while. It might turn back up, I'm not sure. But that's another black stone that helps dispel anxious thoughts. That's good working with the anxiety in your mind. Shungite, I think I have one. That's another black stone. And that's good for getting rid of negativity also. Hematite, I love hematite. It's like a shiny kind of, and I don't know if you can see these really good, but that's a hematite. And that helps get rid of the anxiety in your body. So that's a good one. Smoky quartz is awesome. I don't have one and I need one, but smoky quartz, it's soothing. helps soothe your mind and relax you. Clear quartz. I have a clear quartz. I have one here, and then I have one on a necklace somewhere also. But clear quartz is a good neutral stone that I think everybody should have, or everybody should start with. It's an amplifying stone, so it amplifies intentions. It amplifies the power of other stones that you wear with it or that you have near it also. It helps you to, you know, deal with issues from your past and traumas and all that kind of stuff. Amethyst is a good anxiety stone. Let me see if I have my amethyst here. I do, but it's hard to see the purple in it. But amethyst is a purple colored stone. It's so beautiful. It's my oldest son's favorite stone. It's his birthstone, actually. Lava stones. So I'm going to show you one of my bracelets. These black stones are lava stones, and they are good for grounding and strength and positivity. But the awesome thing about the lava stones, which is why I like them on the neck, on the bracelet, is you can put essential oils on them, and you know, they will absorb the oils, and you can sniff and smell and have kind of like, you know, aromatherapy all the time. So that's awesome. The last stone I want to show you is the howlite. It's a howlite stone. It's white, has like kind of little grayish lines running through it. The howlite stone is a calming stone. It reduces anxiety, tension. It's good for sleep. Very calming stone. You can meditate with it. It's awesome. All right, so look up the stones, guys, if you want to learn more about them. And so that was our look at anxiety for today. I think I covered everything that I wanted to cover. If you have questions or oh no, we didn't talk about the herbs, did we? That's why we're here, right? All right, so herbs for anxiety. Let me back up a little bit. Let me back up. Let me get back to my notes, because I'm trying to go too fast, I guess. So first, I'm gonna just do a few, guys, and I'll give you some names that you can, if you're interested, and you can go and do some research yourself, because y'all know I'm really big on learning things and researching, and you know, I'll give you what I got and then run with it. All right. So lemon balm. I like lemon balm. Lemon balm is a member of the mint family, so like peppermint, spearmint, that kind of stuff. It's good for reducing stress and anxiety. It has a kind of a sedative effect. I mean, it's not gonna have you laid out, but it's a relaxing type of herb. It's also good for stomach. It's good for indigestion, gas, bloating. It's good for that kind of stuff. And I'm gonna get untongue tied here and be able to speak correctly. It's also used for dementia and Alzheimer's, so it's good for your brain function. Side effects, they're usually very mild, but if you do have side effects, it could be increased appetite, upset stomach, dizziness, but that's very rare. Some things about it to remember, though, is do your research, but it can lower your blood sugar. So if you have diabetes, you want to monitor that with this herb. Remember, we talked about with the safety, if you have certain conditions, some of these herbs, you know, help those conditions, but you're already taking medication, so you don't want to lower your blood sugar too much. So be aware of that and monitor that. Have your doctor monitor it in case you need to adjust your medication. If you have thyroid disease, you want to avoid this herb, because it can change how your thyroid produces hormones. If you're taking thyroid therapy or anything like that. So if you have thyroid disease, avoid the lemon balm, basically. And don't take it with other sedatives, because it already has kind of a sedative effect. Don't take it. If you're going to have surgery, you're going to get anesthesia, do not take this herb for a couple weeks before that, because you don't want it to overlap and make you too, you know, sedated. So that's important. You can drink it as a tea. You can make a tincture out of it. You can cook with it. So that's a great herb for anxiety. Second herb I want to talk about is a well-known one, lavender. So we all know lavender is well known for its calming effects. So it can be used for anxiety, stress, insomnia, depression, also dementia and pain. The fragrance is used a lot. You smell it a lot in soaps and cosmetics. It's also antifungal and antibacterial. So when I make hand sanitizer, I use lavender oil for that reason, and it smells really good. It also has sedative effects. So Same thing with the lemon balm. Don't take it or use it before you're going to have surgery or have anesthesia. Be mindful of that. Also, with the lavender, you want to look into the effects it has on boys, young boys. So if you have young kids or young boys who haven't hit puberty yet, some studies have shown that the lavender can have effects on their hormonal balance, or you know, how they grow through that hormonal stage. So that's something to watch out for. You may just want to avoid that with the younger boys until they pass puberty. All right, so I'm gonna give you the names of a few other herbs that are good for anxiety. You guys can jot them down, and then you can look them up and figure out if it's something that you want to, you know, look into using on your own. Damiana, I love Damiana. Damiana is one of my favorite herbs. Damiana and lavender also are smokable. So if you're into smoking herbs, you can smoke Damiana, you can smoke lavender, and they'll have that same kind of calming effect. You can mix them with other herbs too. Vervain, and Damiana is Damiana. Vervain, Vervain. Skullcap, exactly like it sounds like, skullcap. Passion flower is another one, and ashwagandha, which is a Ayurvedic. Am I saying that right? Ayurvedic herb. So I have some of that. It's really good. It's good for hormone balance too. So if you're dealing with like PCOS or something like that, where you deal with a hormonal imbalance, that's a good one for that. So look into it if you're interested. So the last thing I want to talk about is oats. So believe it or not, oats are really good for anxiety and depression. They're uplifting. They help with, they're good for your nervous system. So they help with nervousness, stress, tension, exhaustion. You can eat oatmeal. If you eat oatmeal, try to stick to the kind that don't have all that sugar in it, you know. But you can make an oat tonic. Some people can tolerate it. It might not be the best tasting thing, but it's not bad. You can make oat water. So you take the oats and you soak it in some water, like a tablespoon of oats for a cup of water. You let it sit for 20 minutes, then you strain it, and then you can drink it like 3 or 4 times a day. It'll boost your mood. It'll uplift you. It helps with anxiety. It's also good for diarrhea and a bunch of other stuff too. So that's something that you can look up and try out, because it's really simple. Oat water. It's a simple thing. It's natural. So it's worth checking into. All right. So now we did the herbs for anxiety. Now we're going to go ahead and talk about our herb of the day for a little bit, real quick. I don't want this video. I said I was going to do a little bit of a shorter video today, but here we are, 30 minutes again. So hopefully you guys stuck with me, and hopefully you feel like the information that you're getting is worth sitting and chatting with me for 30 minutes. I think so. I think so. All right. So I got my mullein tea right here, and it's really delicious. So the quick guide today is on mullein. So once again, I will post a link where you can go on my website and get it in, and I'll email it to you. It's $1.11. $1.11, and it's just a quick little reference guide, few pages that gives you the nitty-gritty on that herb. So today's herb is mullein. You can tip me also. I will put my PayPal and my Cash App on the post. If you feel like you like the videos, you like what I'm doing, you're getting some good information from me, feel free, if you're able, to tip me. And if you tip me, then, or donate to me, or support me, or whatever makes you feel good, then I will send you the quick guide without you having to go through the website and pay the $1.11. Just send me your email address and I will get it to you expeditiously. So mullein. So you can with the mullein, it's kind of like the dandelion. You can use almost all of it. You can use the flower, the leaves, the roots of the plant. It's also called lungwort. That's another name that it's known by, and that's because it's great for your lungs and your respiratory system. And that's another reason why I wanted to talk about that one right now, because with the coronavirus going around, our respiratory systems, we need to strengthen those in our immune systems and make sure that our lungs are strong, because that's where this virus is attacking. So it's also smokable. It's a smokable herb. And I like to mix it with some other herbs that I have. It's good. But it was actually also used in ancient times to get rid of evil spirits. So if I'm cleansing my house, a lot of you will smudge, or you talk about sage, or you use sage around your house. That's called smudging. You can smudge with sage, you can smudge with cedar, you can smudge with Palo Santo. I sometimes also burn what I call a pot. So I have charcoals and I'll burn loose herbs in the pot. And if I don't want to use the smudge stick or the sage stick. And mullein is one that I will put into the pot because it gets rid of that negative energy. So any negative energy that you may have, lingering around your house. And also, y'all, for anxiety, smudge yourself. If you're into smudging and you sage or you Palo Santo, smudge yourself. Light it. Don't just smudge your house. Smudge yourself. Get around your crown, kind of go all around, hit your chakras, all the way down to the sole of your feet. And that will kind of get rid of that negative energy that may be, kind of attached to you or surrounding you. And sometimes that helps with the anxiety, because that could just be some heavy energy that you're feeling, especially with everything that's going on. There's a lot of heavy energy in the air. So smudging yourself is a good idea if you're into smudging. So some of the benefits of the mullein. We already talked about lung and respiratory health. It's antiviral, which is another plus. It treats cough, tuberculosis, flu, whooping cough, bronchitis, pneumonia, fever, sore throat, asthma, diarrhea, migraines, joint pain, skin wounds, burns, hemorrhoids, ear infections. It also fights the flu virus, herpes virus, and it kills that bacteria that causes respiratory infections. So, and one other thing, it's good for your bladder. It's good, it strengthens your bladder. So if you have a weak bladder, new moms, weak bladder kind of comes along with childbirth. So that may be helpful to someone who experiences that. So it has a bunch of good stuff in it, vitamins A, C, D, B complex, and minerals and stuff. So this is all on the quick reference form, guys. So if you're interested, go ahead and either go to my website, $1.11. You can print it out. I'll send it to you in PDF form, and you can kind of add these to your notebooks and stuff as you're learning, and as a quick reference. If you can't quite remember, okay, what does that herb do, or what's good for this, and you can flip through your book and kind of find it. So that's the point of this, the quick reference guide. There are no serious side effects reported with the mullein. If you use it topically, you may experience skin irritation. That's kind of with anything. Certain people are allergic to certain things. So now there are tiny little fibers on the mullein plant. So when you're drinking it, you have to, sometimes you may get a little throat irritation if those hairs irritate your throat, but it's nothing serious. Unless you're seriously allergic to it, you ain't swell up, all right? And that's kind of rare. So strain it, but if you strain it really well, you don't have to worry about that. So if you're using mullein, make sure you strain it, or you use a tea bag that's, doesn't kind of let those fibers escape. Also, with any herb that you guys are taking, remember, consult with your doctor, your physician, especially if you're taking other medications or you have pre-existing conditions, or if you're pregnant or breastfeeding. Always check with your doctor first. There are no known drug interactions with this one. You can brew it as a tea. As you can see, I've got my tea here, my mullein tea. Or you can infuse it into oils. You can make a salve out of it. You can make a syrup with it for cough and cold, throat pain, or you can make a tincture. And then also I have that tea recipe up there also at the end. So go to the website, guys, pick it up, $1.11. Or if you hit my tip jar, then I'll just go ahead and send it to you. Shoot me your email address. That was all that I had for today. Once again, guys, like, comment, share, let me know what you think. Give me ideas for what you guys want to talk about. I'm really enjoying this. And I was, very nervous at first getting started to do this, because my personal people, they know, my friends, people who are close to me know that I'm outgoing in my circle, but this is a little bit out of my comfort zone in the beginning, but I'm really enjoying it. So I hope that you guys are enjoying it too. I would love to continue doing it. Let me know what you guys want to talk about, what you want to hear about, what you want to learn about, and let's heal and grow together. Thank you so much for sticking with me, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.